I would like to welcome and to introduce Dr. Hubmer-Mogg, who organized together with me this event. Dr. Maria Hubmer-Mogg is a physician from Graz in Austria. She specialized in general medicine with a deep understanding in nutritious medicine with main focus on the microbiome. Being a mental health coach, she founded Crowd Resilience in stark contrast to the phenomenon of mass psychosis. Dr. Hubmer-Mogg organized big rallies in her home country to take a stand against the draconian measures such as lockdown for the unvaccinated and the passing of the law for mandatory vaccination. She is very well connected with various organizations around the world. Dr. Maria Hubmer-Mogg relentlessly points out the important role of independent media and organized herself a first-of-its-kind independent media conference in 2022. Dr. Maria Hubmer-Mogg will focus now on the true standards of good medical practice under an individual patient-doctor relationship. And she will show how these good medical practice standards will become even more violated by WHO's push for a global approach for one method and one treatment fits all. Thank you very much, Dr. Maria Hubmer-Mogg.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you to all of you. I know we had the dry legal part, but we really need to understand that the really deep understanding of what our legal experts pointed out today is a good foundation on which regional politicians and also the MEPs here, regional national politicians back in our home countries, can really do a question catalog to their national parliaments. So we know it is more the deep understanding from lawyer to lawyer is very on topic here and is a little dry for people who are not lawyers. We know that, but it's really of utmost importance to have a deep understanding. I will introduce all of the next speakers one by one when it's their turn, and I shortened my speech a little bit as we are a little short in time. Thank you, Philip, again for the kind introduction. A big thank you to the members of European Parliament, to the members, the ones that are here, the ones that listen to our voices, the brave MEPs who are here in the room. Thank you to Ms. Anderson, thank you to Ivan Sinčić, thank you to Madame Virginie-Durand, and so many others like Mislav Kolakusic, but also Christian Terrace and others who are brave enough to take a stand. So I want to point out, as my colleague said, what is really important to me personally. Good medical practice means that doctors find the best individual treatment for their patients. Over the past years, unelected global entities such as the WHO, but also our governmental structures and their experts pushed the narrative that one method, one treatment fits all. They told us what injections we need to use, ignoring safe and effective repurposed drugs. Furthermore, the government and the National Medical Board started to discredit some of the best outspoken doctors in the world, two of whom are here with me today. The attempts to silence these voices failed. Here they are, sitting in the European Parliament in Strasbourg. We speak for tens of thousands of doctors from all over the world. The gold standard has to be full and fair informed consent. But with the madness of, example given, mandatory C19 injections, countless people around the world took these injections for other reasons, but not for health. The Austrian government announced a mandatory C19 vaccination for that time everyone 14 years old and older on November 19, 2021. To clarify, on January 20th, 2022, they actually passed the law in the Austrian National Parliament for getting the injection everyone 18 years old and older. The law, which is not in place anymore. And I do believe that this was also because of big public protest in the streets. So for everybody who is listening out there, a big thank you to all the people that took a stand, that showed their faces, and that marched the streets. Please continue to do so. I personally left the Austrian Medical Board on my own will on this date, November 19th, 2021. I do not want to work under the umbrella of such a corrupt institution anymore. I have 2 other jobs, and by being a resilience coach and a herbalist, I could do what other colleagues could not if they still wanted to be there for their patients. With not being a board member, I cannot work as a doctor in Austria right now. The boards should not have the power to sue colleagues who are brave enough to question the narrative or to treat their patients with effective repurposed drugs. And yes, I'm talking about ivermectin. Yes, it works. There is a book, The War on Ivermectin. Pierre Corey wrote it. Please go and buy it. I want to encourage people who are awakening now to see the threat of the one-size-fits-all medicine and the threat by governments that obviously want to govern the mens mentis. Latin for spirit, our ratio, is under attack. There is not the one lawyer, the one doctor, the one judge, the one politician who is going to save us from attacks on our sovereignty. It needs us all to take a strong stand for our future and especially the future of the next generations. I want to encourage my fellow human beings to peacefully protest in large numbers in the streets, to inform their regional politicians about the One Health approach. We are wonderful individuals, some would say divine. Global, unelected entities, and hereby I repeat myself, mess up with people's bodily autonomy, and some of them claiming to optimize us human beings. We do not want this to happen. The people in power should stop calling the experts, parents, politicians, independent journalists, or other engaged fellow human beings who clearly point this out anti-science. We are risk-aware, we are pro-informed consent, and we are against the ongoing immunity of the WHO and their partners when it comes to holding them accountable. So, please everybody, you can join us for the Europe for Freedom rally in the city of Vienna, Austria on Sunday, October the 1st. We start at 11:30 on the Heldenplatz. The translation is the Square of Heroes. Please, if you join in from all around Europe or the world, join us in Vienna on this very date. And remember, if you really want to follow the science, follow the silenced. Thank you.